Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm coming at you today with a top 10 favourite bags video. I was going to do a bag collection video, but to be honest I just have so many bags it would just take a really long time, and I also am not 100% happy with my bag collection yet. I really feel like it could do with editing down and just downsizing it in general, and so I do want to sell some bags in the coming months. I don't know which ones yet because I'm more kind of attached to my bags, but I do want to shrink it down, and so I didn't want to kind of do a bag collection video just yet. So I thought this might be a kind of nice, you know, meet halfway point and just do a top 10 favourite bags video, which I think is interesting to know anyway. I'm always curious to know what other people's favourite bags are. Before I get started though, a couple of things I wanted to mention. I'm not going to do a disclaimer because I feel like if you click on this kind of video you do know what you're getting, but I did just want to say that I have been collecting these bags for I think 10 years. Bags are like my #1 expense after property, I think. So, you know, they're my thing. I spend, you know, I don't spend a huge amount of money on clothes or anything. It's always just bags for me, which is why I have so many. And I also want to say that this video isn't perhaps 100% accurate in the sense that if I did really have a top 10 favourites, it would pretty much just be Chanel, and so I have limited myself to just 3 Chanel bags in this video. I might do a separate Chanel collection video, which will be a lot shorter than a full bag collection video. But yeah, I wanted to have a kind of cross-section of bags and not just kind of stick with one brand because I thought that would be really boring. So, and you know, it is kind of truthful in the sense that for me to kind of go out and buy a different brand, it really does take a lot because I'm always like, oh, should I put the money towards another Chanel bag? So the ones that I do have from other brands I really do love because it's taken me, you know, that to actually go out and get that particular bag. I wanted to mention as well that the bags that I've chosen to be in kind of my top 10 won't include any of the new bags that I've bought recently. So any of the bags that you've seen me haul or reveal on this channel, I'm not including. I purposely excluded all of those bags and any newer bags that I have just because I feel like anytime I buy a new bag I'm really in love with it, and it takes me a few months to really see if it's going to kind of be a permanent fixture in my collection, just to see how often I'm using it, how often I reach for it, all that kind of stuff, and I just don't think you can know that until a few months in. So I didn't want to include any new bags and be like, oh, this is a favourite but it's brand new, and that's why. So all the bags I'm going to show you guys I have had for a considerable amount of time and I do use fairly frequently. I also wanted to say that a few of these bags I did buy pre-loved. Most of them I did get from the store, but a few of them I definitely did buy pre-loved, and I just think that's a great way to buy bags. I'm a huge fan of buying on the pre-loved market. I know sometimes there's this weird kind of snobbery about buying secondhand, pre-loved, however you want to call it, but I don't have any of that at all. I kind of think of it like buying a car from a dealership. If you buy brand new, the second that you drive it out it loses its value, and I kind of think bags are in a similar kind of vein. So I always try and maximize my investment. So if I do see a good deal, or if you know you just can't get that bag readily available in stores, then I have no issue at all buying pre-loved. So where I did, I will definitely mention it and I will let you know where I bought the bag. And finally, I just wanted to say that I'm not going in any particular order with these bags. It's not going to be a kind of 10 to 1 being my favourite. It's just kind of gonna be all over the place. I will kind of group by brands when it's applicable, and I may save my favourite bag to last. But yeah, that's about it. I think I've probably waffled enough, so I will just get straight into the video. So the first bag that I'm going to show you is this one by Celine, and this is the Celine Trio in the red colour with gold hardware, and I absolutely love this bag. I'm not a huge Celine fan in general. I don't know, I just don't think that the designs generally suit my aesthetic very well, and yeah, I just never been a big fan. I don't really get the hype. I do like the box bag, and I do think that the Phantom and the luggage look good on other people, but just not for me generally. But I do really like this bag. I think it's a really clever design. It's just the 3 pouches fastened together with a button in between, and it's just a really kind of classic, simple, chic bag, perfect for errand running. You do have an adjustable strap right there. It looks good just over the shoulder or crossbody as well, and you can fit quite a bit of stuff in there. That's just 1 pouch, and with 3 of them you can fit a ton, I find, more so than other crossbody bags for sure. One thing I will say is that the leather is very delicate, so it does mark quite easily, so I do have to baby this a little bit, but apart from that, I think it's really beautiful. You know, it's clearly very well made, and I like everything about it, from, you know, the subtle kind of Celine right there to just the practicality and the functionality of it. So I really like this bag, and I always find myself, you know, reaching for it when I'm traveling or in summertime. The next bag that I'm going to show you is this one from Balenciaga, and you can see I have my little charm here. I have a similar one on my Chanel GST, but that one's an elephant and this one's a pony. But yeah, this is the Balenciaga City Bag, and this is the colour Rose Peche with the silver hardware. I do believe this is the giant hardware as well, so I think this style is called the Giant City, or the City Giant, and I absolutely love this bag. I wasn't the biggest fan of Balenciaga before it. I always thought that the styles weren't particularly me, and I just didn't really get the hype around it. But then I saw it in this colour and I kind of fell in love with it a little bit. I think it's just, the combination I think really works, particularly for my style. I like to wear this with summer dresses when I want the colours to kind of complement each other, but I want something to toughen up the look just a little bit, and I think this is the perfect bag to do that. The leather is very distressed, and I do really like that about it. I don't really have any leather bags which are this kind of distressed material, so I really do like it. I did buy this pre-loved. I got this one from Vide Dressing, and it does have a few marks here and there, but considering it was a colour I wasn't able to get from the store, I also got it for a really good price, and so I thought it was pretty good value for money, and I just really like it. It's a really kind of nice everyday bag. It's big enough to use every day, but it's also kind of light enough. It's not particularly heavy. You know, if you're gonna spend, you know, all day shopping or anything like that, you can absolutely take this with you. So yeah, I really like this, and I often find myself reaching for it when I kind of want to add a little bit of toughness to my outfit. Carrying on the pink theme, my next choice is this bag, which is the, I was going to say Balenciaga again, it's not, it's the Longchamp Le Pliage bag, and this one in particular I absolutely love. I'm a fan of the style in general. It's a really fantastic bag, really well priced I think, and just very functional. My mum's obsessed with these bags, I'm kind of obsessed now as well. I just like everything about it, and this one is a limited edition print, and I just absolutely love it. I think it's so cute. It just says "Be Happy Longchamp" right there, and you have the bird cage with the kind of free birds flying, and then you have just a pink heart right there with some black sequins, and just everything about this bag kind of screams me, and I just love it. I bought it to kind of use in the summer when holidaying, but you know, you can definitely use these bags every day for work as well. Really functional because of the zipper and the fact that it's waterproof, and for the money I think, you know, you just can't beat this bag. I think they're really wonderful. I do think that this, well, it is a limited edition print, but you still might be able to get it. I bought this at the beginning of the year, but you might still be able to track it down, I'm not sure. But yeah, I absolutely love it. I think this is probably one of my favourite, if not the favourite, Longchamp limited edition design that I've seen, and I could not love it more. I think it's just such a fun colour and a fun print. My next choice is this one from Goyard, and this is the St. Louis Tote, and I absolutely love Goyard bags. I think they're so super chic. I almost think of the brand as kind of an insider's brand, just because I think that you only really know about Goyard if you're really into bags, really into fashion, and whenever I see them on the street I always kind of perk up and stare a little bit, just because I think that they look so elegant and very French, and yeah, I just don't think you could really beat the design, or the pattern even. And this one I got for my graduation present from my mum, so I have really kind of fond memories of it. I love the personalisation. I just got the pink and the white stripe and my initials right there, and it's the only personalised piece I own as well, and for that reason it just has a really kind of special place, you know, in my heart. And I mean, the quality isn't as good as other bags I own for sure. Compared to my Neverfull, it definitely doesn't stand up to wear and tear as well. Already the corners are kind of wearing off, and even though I've had this for a really long time, I haven't really used it that much because I didn't want to damage it further. So I will say the quality isn't 100%, but I still do really like it, and I still think it's a very classic piece in my collection. I mean, if you see the inside, it's just it's very kind of plain. It's just, you know, no pockets or anything, but you do get this pouch with it, which I love. I always kind of take this out and use it in my other bags, so this is kind of a nice added value piece, which I really enjoy. So yeah, I don't really use it that much, but when I do, I always really like it, and I just I like it for the memories as well. You know, I had a really great day when I went out with my mum to order this, and we had tea at the Connaught Hotel afterwards, and just very, very fond memory. So I will never get rid of this. I can't anyway because the initials, but I absolutely love this bag. I think it's just totally classic and wonderful. My next bag, I did spend a long time thinking about whether I wanted to include it or not, but I did want this to be an accurate representation of the top 10 bags that I really do love, so I decided to include it, and it is the, well actually I don't really know the name of it, but it's just a clutch from Michael Kors basically, and I absolutely love this thing. I bought it for, how much was it? I think it was like $60 or $70 in California when I was there. I think not last year but the year before, and I absolutely love this thing. It comes with me whenever I'm going on holiday. This is a mainstay in my luggage. I will always pack it. It's really, really functional. I really like the colour, that it's just this kind of bright pop of pink, and I just think it's a great little bag. I don't have any other Michael Kors bags, and my concern with the brand is that they often kind of I don't want to say copy, but take inspiration from other brands a bit too much, which is why I'm always kind of hesitant to go there. But I can't deny that this clutch, they did good with this clutch, and I mean you can just see on the inside it's fairly roomy, and because the leather is so soft it's quite malleable, so you can fit a lot of stuff in here. A lot of pockets as well. You have loads of pockets for credit cards and things like that, and it's just the perfect summer vacation clutch. I think it's really, really wonderful. I love the handle here. It's really easy to use, and yeah, this is always just going to be a mainstay for me. Whenever I go on holiday I will never fail to bring this with me, and for that reason it had to be included in my top 10 favourites. My next choice is from Louis Vuitton, and this is one of my all-time favourite bags. This is one of those bags that if something did happen to it tomorrow I would rush out and get another one, because that's how much I love it and how much I use it. And it is the Louis Vuitton Neverfull in the Monogram in the GM size. So this is the largest size that they do, and it's really heavy because I have it chocked full of stuff. This is my go-to work bag. I use this more than any other bag, just in life as well. I always use it for traveling, always use it for work, and I quite frequently use it just for kind of errand running and shopping as well. For me, you just cannot beat this bag. It's absolutely wonderful. I am going to put it down because it's quite heavy. But yeah, it's such a great bag. I think it's terrific value for money, and it's pretty much indestructible. I mean, I don't know, well you're not going to be able to see the detail I don't think, but the corners and everything, they're just in pristine condition, and the leather has patinaed quite a bit, but I mean I was expecting that. They are a bit grubby, but that's my fault. I need to kind of clean them. But apart from that, it really is just in fantastic nick, and I've had this for 2 years and I've used it almost every day. Like, I've used it a ton, and it's just done so well. I often really load it down with stuff as well. You know, I quite frequently have to carry laptops and files and all kinds of stuff with me, and it still just does really well. So I absolutely love this bag. This is the one with the plain lining, if you can see that, and I did get this before the price increase and before they included the pouch with it. I'm glad I got it before the price increase, but I do wish I kind of had a pouch, but I may get another one in the future because I love these so much. So yeah, just a very essential bag. This for me is just essential in anyone's collection, and I could not recommend it highly enough. One of my favourite bags of all time. My next choice is also from Louis Vuitton, and this is the soft locket in Galet, and oh my goodness, this is just such a beautiful bag. This was a big purchase for me. I bought this from the store and it was £2,400, which for me is a lot of money. I mean, well, I think for most people that's a lot of money. It's certainly more in Chanel territory for me, so for me to spend this much on a Louis Vuitton bag was really kind of something, and I had to kind of psych myself up for quite a while to actually take the plunge. But I'd been lusting after this bag for so long. I'd seen Michelle Williams in the adverts with it, and I just loved it. I think it's very elegant, and I really don't have anything like this in my collection. I do think it's just beautifully made. I mean, everything from the zipper, how smoothly it opens, to the quality of the leather, just to even the design as well. I mean, I was worried whether the slouchiness would kind of straighten out, but it's been so easy to kind of mold and just keep its shape that you know, it's quite clearly a really well made bag, and I really like it. I will say that I don't use it as much as I should, just because, you know, it's a top handle bag and I'm much more of a shoulder bag kind of girl. But I did want this very specifically for work events, so I wanted a bag that could kind of elevate any of my looks and just really kind of look the part, that wasn't too flashy. This bag is definitely very subtle. I really like how the only way you can tell, apart from if you know the design, is by this tiny little kind of Louis Vuitton stamp right there. I like how subtle that is and just how luxe it feels, and I also just think that the shape and the design looks very businesslike. So whenever I'm going to an event or a meeting or something like that, I will definitely grab this bag, and I just think it kind of really makes the look. And yeah, I just really like it. I don't have anything like this, as I said, and so it's kind of irreplaceable in my collection just because of that fact, just because I tend to have shoulder bags and there's just nothing that really serves this function. So even though I don't use it that much, this is definitely a mainstay in my collection. So moving on to Chanel now, and these are my last 3 picks, so my last 3 Chanel choices. And the first one that I included is this bag right here, which is the Chanel Mini in the square shape, and this is with the black caviar in gold hardware. And I absolutely love this little guy. I think it's such a beautiful classic bag, and I just think it's adorable. I mean, I love the Chanel style anyway, just the classic flap, and in this kind of dinky mini size, I just think it's too cute. You can also fit, I don't want to say a fair bit because you definitely can't, but all the essentials that you might need for a night out, I think you can definitely fit in here. You can fit way more in here than you can the wallet on a chain as well, which I do appreciate. And I mean, you can see the stuffing still in there, but you know, I can fit my phone and keys, makeup, some cash and cards, like everything that I would need really fits really quite comfortably in there. And I love it. You know, you have the little pocket here, you have all the kind of features of a classic flap, but just in this really kind of dinky size. It's a bit too short for me to wear crossbody, so I tend not to. I tend to just wear it on my shoulder, but that's okay with me. I like the look of it on the shoulder anyway. And I also think that this bag is one of the few that genuinely looks as good casually as it does dressy. You know, I think most bags do kind of lean either way, but this one looks equally good with jeans or a maxi dress as it does kind of really dressed up with a cocktail dress or something like that. And I think that that's just like a testament to just the design and just how classic Chanel is. So I absolutely love this. I did buy this pre-loved. I got it from Vi Dressing again. I got it for a pretty good price, but more to the point, this particular combination is pretty difficult to get now, so when I saw it I definitely had to snap it up, and I have been loving it ever since. My second to last choice is actually my favourite bag. I know I said that I would leave my favourite bag to last, but I wanted to show you this bag second to last, and I'll explain why. But this is just the Chanel Jumbo in black caviar with gold hardware, so the similar kind of elements as the mini, just in the jumbo size. And this is my holy grail bag. I absolutely love it. This, along with the Neverfull, are the only 2 bags I would say that if something happened to it, I would make it my life mission just to get them back as soon as possible, so go out and get another one as soon as I could, because this bag is just everything. I think it's so stunning. I love everything about it. I love the shape, I love the durability. I've had this bag for 5 years, and I mean, I don't know if you can see the detail, but it just looks brand new. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I can't find a single scratch or a single piece of wear. It's just absolutely amazing. And I think, you know, I always hear people kind of complain about Chanel quality going down, but the fact that this bag still looks this good after 5 years of pretty frequent use as well, I just think it just says so much about the Chanel brand and the Chanel quality. So I absolutely adore this bag. I don't wear it messenger, I always carry it on the shoulder, and I like the look of that best. It has the pocket, of course, and then when you open it inside, it has the double flaps. This is the double flap, it's not the single flap. I do prefer the double flap anyway, just because I think it holds the shape a bit better. And you know, it doesn't really bother me. I know some people say it's quite cumbersome to get in and out of, but I never had that problem. I just really like it. And yeah, this is definitely one of my all-time favourites. I bought this for, I think it was $2,500 5 years ago, and that was just after a price increase as well, so I think it had jumped up like £500 overnight. Now of course it costs £3,500, which is eye-wateringly expensive, but if this is your dream bag and you are wondering whether you should save up for it and if it is worth the money, I would definitely say it is. I use this all the time. I use it to go out to dinner, I use it during the day, and anytime I do, it just makes me feel very special, and nothing compares to this bag for me, so this will always be my favourite. My last choice, my top 10 favourite picks, is this Chanel bag, and it's the jumbo option, again the same as my black Caviar, but this is in red lambskin with ruthenium hardware even, in the shiny style, because you can get this in the dull and the shiny, and this is the shiny one. And this is from 15C, I believe. It might be 15A, but I think it's 15C, it's one or the other, and I mean, what can I say about this bag? I absolutely love it. A red Chanel bag had been on my wish list for absolutely years, but I'd never been able to get one, either because they weren't available or I didn't have the resources. There was always a reason, and so I finally got this at the beginning of the year, and I couldn't be happier. It's just so beautiful. I'm not usually a lambskin girl. I generally prefer Caviar for the durability, but for me, when you're getting a pop of colour in Chanel, there's no better option than lambskin, just because it just feels so much more luxurious and it really makes the colour kind of pop and stand out. So I'm really glad I got this in the lambskin, and I just think it's such a stunning bag. It does have the double flap again and just, you know, the classic pocket, but it's just such a wonderful bag and one of those kind of attention grabbers. I always get so many compliments whenever I wear this, and it's also surprisingly versatile as well. I can team it with a whole host of outfits, not just, you know, plain black or when I'm wearing a bit of red. It really does go, it's a pretty neutral bright colour, if that makes sense, and oh my goodness, just absolutely wonderful. Definitely one of my favourites, and you know, kind of up there with my black jumbo as just being just such a wonderful classic choice. So I absolutely love this one. And that's it for this video, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please do leave me a comment if you have a question about any of the bags that I showed you today. Also let me know if I did leave out any details. I probably did. I apologise in advance if I did, but leave me a question, I will definitely get back to you. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I think that's about it, so I will leave you to it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.